I'm JJ.
I'm Pat.
I'm Brandon.
And this is the Three Guys Not in the Bathtub
Podcast. Episode 1, Gone Sexual.
New Hope.
A New Hope.
So we're going to be doing the top 5 best and worst games the three of us have played.
We don't start it like that. We have to
Yes.
settle the mood.
No.
Faggot.
How do you, Brandon?
How'd you do that? Ruin something. That was magic. How'd you do that?
You have unprecedented amounts of ruin.
Brandon just hit his head against his mic. Yeah. Okay. So you want me to start with best or worst?
Best. We'll start with the best.
Okay.
Save the worst for last. I mean best.
I'm gonna start from the bottom. Bottom number 5 would probably be, I'd say Ghosts and Goblins.
Ghosts and Goblins.
I know, like, I suck at pretty much any modern game. I've been literally born in hands with an NES controller, and it sounds really.
You won
cringy,
with the
but
NES.
It's kind of true. So, but I feel like, yeah, I think the reason why I like the game is because, like, the graphics aren't too bad, and as an arcade game, I feel like it's better on console than it is at arcade. Because you gotta imagine, like, people putting in quarters and immediately dying 2 seconds in.
I mean, like, I don't mind old graphics at all. I don't mind old graphics at all, like NES era or whatever.
Well, I mind that.
I like them.
Why do you mind the graphics? It's like,
Well, no. Well,
you mean like graphics, like, in terms of modern games?
hold on a sec. Well, for example, Morrowind's on that list. Elder Scrolls, and that has pretty bad graphics. I don't care about graphics most of the time. There's just something about Atari and NES, that super old era, that kind of bugs me. I don't know.
Atari, I can understand.
Yeah, Atari I can understand. The only time graphics have ever bothered me is, like, I hate the Nintendo 64 and, like, the early PlayStation games. Like, there's only a few of them although I have them, there's only a few of them I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I think it's like that awkward age of, like, 3D graphics first coming out and the games first, like, starting off and new franchises branching out with different types of ideas and stuff with the new 3D engine. And I just didn't like it. Like, some of it's really chalky and blocky. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You can look at a Super Nintendo and you can look at just 2D
Ocarina of
graphics and they hold up pretty well. But you can't look at, like, a lot of the Nintendo 64 games and say,
Jay just got a point.
Sorry. Okay, number 4 would probably be Pokemon Platinum. I played that game like a billion times as a kid.
Dang. I forgot about the Pokemon games.
That was like probably the last one that I ever played, like, a lot of. Like, I played it all the time, every day.
Okay.
There's a lot of Pokemon games I actually now realize.
Oh, there's tons, and
It's like 50.
and it hasn't even been around that long.
Yeah, only about 20 years. And this year was the 20th anniversary.
Because Nintendo is still trying to make money. And it's working.
They're like the Jews of Japan.
That's like the perfect analogy now. Number 3 would have to be probably, I'd have to say Mario 3 would actually be my 3rd. But, like, all the different incarnations of the game. And I think that's probably the only, like, if you look back, that's probably the Mario game that had the most innovations. Like, the biggest amount of impact in the entire series. Like, all the different power-ups. Number 2 for me would be The Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Of course it is. I see you playing that all the time on Steam.
I love it, dude. I think what I love about it is...
Oh, well, then again, you can counter me with something else, so I should shut up.
You can replay the game. That's, like, I think, like, the greatest thing about a video game is if it's really replayable. If you can go back to it and say, it's just as good as when I played it the first time. I think
Then that pretty much qualifies as a good game.
I think The Binding of Isaac might be probably one of the most perfect games. If, at least the Rebirth. Because I played both. But the only problem that I had with Rebirth is that the soundtrack for it sucks. Like, the music is horrible.
Wow, that's actually...
It's mostly ambience.
That's usually one of the few things people can say about a game, is that the soundtrack's good. And it's, honestly, my opinion, it's rare to hear anyone say a soundtrack is bad for a game.
Well, it's because they actually go through the trouble of getting a soundtrack and all of that. They're actually going to want to make it good. And if someone's
Well,
going to be
obviously.
making music and they're actually going to be findable, they're not going to be making bad music.
Well, I'm saying like from the original game, like the original Binding of Isaac is still a very good game and holds up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But and the soundtrack is really nice. Like it holds well to like the idea and the sort of the story of the game. But it doesn't hold up at all in the new game. Like the music is mostly ambience. Like one of the tracks is literally just beeps.
All right, what's your number one?
Number 1, Mega Man 2. And
Of course
actually,
it
you
is.
know what? Any of the Mega Man games from the first 6.
Number 5. Okay, so my list is probably gonna be half of games that everyone's heard about and half games that no one's heard about. Okay, so number 5 will probably be Empire Earth. Yeah, these guys here probably see me play it a
Never
couple
heard it.
times on Steam.
No, I've literally never heard of that game.
You've never seen me in a
No,
non-Steam game?
Never.
Okay, so it's a quite old strategy game. It's a real-time strategy. It's not like Civilization,
Yeah.
and it's not a grand strategy. It's one of those build your base, attack the enemy, gather resources kind of thing. Kind of like StarCraft. So yeah, Empire Earth, it's got the full timeline to like future ages from like cavemen. Bohagen. Oh yeah, the scaling's pretty terrible. The graphics are old, they're ancient. Probably the best thing I've invested hours and hours and hours into is the scenario editor where you make your own maps. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why I like the game.
Oh, that's cool.
It's outstanding. Unlike games like Age of Empires, where I think the scenario editor was very overcomplicated in a way that it took you forever to figure out what to do, and even then there were still some things you couldn't figure out, and it looked really bad. I think Empire Earth's scenario editor is really well done and looks amazing. All right, speaking of Age of Empires, number 4 will probably be Age of Empires 3. I haven't played.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, a lot of diversity with your list so far.
Oh, trust me, the next one will be a complete jump. Yeah, so Age of Empires 3 is actually regarded as one of the worst Age of Empires by people. I think it's one of the best. I think it has the best features in comparison to the other ones. The campaign was okay. Yeah, there's actually a campaign for that game, believe it or not.
Is it good?
It's alright. It's not engaging, but you don't. It's pretty good for what you'd expect from a kind of game like that.
Mhm.
I've seen people do speedruns and stuff. I actually dropped the game for a while, but then I saw some people doing like these tournaments with like insane skill level. I'm like, dang. And I started playing the game again, and I realized, yeah, it's pretty darn good. The buildings are to scale. Some of the attention to detail is outstanding. Like, instead of like Empire Earth or a lot of other those strategy games where you see like people like stabbing buildings with spears or stuff, they'll actually throw torches into it. Chunks will fly out when cannons fire at ships and buildings, and trees will fall over. The deer will run away. The deer will run away after you like shoot it or whatever. Anyways, number
Oh my
3.
God.
Oh, this is tough. I think I'm gonna put number 3 as Skyrim.
Oh, that's fair.
This is a popular game. I'm pretty sure everyone in the world has heard of it. If not, you live under a rock, or you've probably been playing Call of Duty for like 80 years or something. I don't know.
think even them, like I think even those 12-year-olds that play Call of Duty.
Yeah, they've even heard of
Yeah.
Skyrim. Everyone knows about Skyrim. I don't have to explain
Even
what
your
Skyrim
little brother
is.
knows.
Without the modding community, I'm pretty sure it'd be dead by now because it's pretty much lived out its lifespan by this
It's
point.
a pretty good game without mods.
It's good, yeah. But I'm at the point where I can't play it without mods, and I have to rely on the Steam community, which isn't as good as the Nexus, but... Okay, number 2. Now, number 2 and number 1, both these guys know what those two games are. I just can't decide which one to place where. I think I'm gonna have to place the obvious one at number 1, so number 2 will be Morrowind. Now,
Alright, that's not a bad game.
so now a lot of people are probably gonna be like, "Oh, you're just like, you're just a hippie." No, that's not the term. It's a hipster.
Getting
it's
in
a
with those
hipster.
modern terms.
Oh, you're a stupid hipster. You just like the old game. You think the new games are beta and stuff. Put Skyrim at number 3. It's not like I hate the game. I kind of hate Oblivion though. That's a topic for another time.
For another time,
But yeah, Morrowind. People complain about the graphics. As I said earlier, I don't care about graphics to a certain point. People complain about the combat. I never had problems And to be fair, I usually play as mages, which didn't suffer the same fate as the melee, but even then I still did not have a problem with it. It's just an older style game, and I accepted that. The story was outstanding. The storytelling was very good. Characters were uninteresting, except for the interesting characters, which were outstanding. The character customization was beautiful. The landscape, the creativity was outstanding. So that's what I'll say about that.
Oh boy.
You guys know this.
Oh God.
All you guys do is make
We
jokes
tease him
about
all the
me
time.
in this game.
This is gonna be good.
Spore.
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Okay, it's Darkest Hour. Okay.
Oh God, a game so obscure.
It's not that obscure. I learned about the game from a YouTuber, okay?
Wow, how many? Oh,
It's
wow.
pretty obscure.
That's amazing.
50,000 subscribers ain't that bad.
Well, I mean now it is. I mean,
Okay.
it's pretty.
The number of people
It's
who
not that
actually play the game.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this game came out the same year as Skyrim, but that's nobody cares.
Nobody cares is right.
Yeah, so Darkest Hour. This these guys are gonna be
There
laughing.
have
They're
been
not gonna let me explain the
Brandon.
game.
There have been times where we've gone to Brandon's house and like we're just sitting in his living room, whatever. He's on his laptop, and literally the entire time we're there, he's literally playing Darkest Hour, like nothing else. And then like when he finally then like there have been times where I've come over and you didn't even notice I was at your house till like 20 minutes while I'm there. You look up and you're like, "Hey, want to see something funny on iFunny?" I'm like, "Wow, sure." I'd love to do something with you. It's not like you invited me over.
Okay, let me explain some of the game. I will admit, Darkest Hour is kind of similar to Skyrim in the sense that without modding, I wouldn't play it as much. I probably would have more hours on Skyrim without modding. Yeah, I finally have more hours on Darkest Hour. Get it?
That's
Hour.
surprising.
That was terrible. So it's a grand strategy game. If you don't know what grand strategy is, it's nothing like real-time strategy or turn-based. It's something in between times 20 in the complexity. So it's basically like a World War I, World War II simulator with you managing the economy, the military, politics, and the diplomacy of your nation, any nation in the world, throughout however many years you want. So I play a mod for it called Kaiserreich, which is outstanding, where it's an alternate history, and I've just played it to crap. No single playthrough of the game is alike, especially for the mod Kaiserreich. Not as much for the original game, but still so. Like, I've seen Nazi Germany win World War II like 8 out of 10 times.
I will say this though, I do pick on you about the game, but the game I think from what you've shown me and from what I've seen, it isn't a bad game at all, and it's very free verse. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want. You did that one thing with like how you made with like Russia. You were telling me about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I conquered all of Eurasia as Russia, Soviet Russia.
No, but then you put like Stalin as like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Stalin was the minister of Georgia.
yeah.
Armaments minister.
I still love the thing where like Germany is a puppet country of like Russia, and then like in the middle of France is part of the German Empire.
Yeah, because the war boundaries. So there's obviously issues with the game, but yeah, it's probably my favorite game of all time. As of now. JJ, finally. Oh, it's already been so long.
I'm finally talking now.
Yeah.
I am actually talking.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it for yourself. We might keep going, JJ.
Probably for number 5, I'm going to go with The Long Dark. It's a survival game with very nice graphics. It's set in the Canadian wilderness where you can't find anyone. I believe the campaign...
Canada, eh? You gotta survive, or else the Mounties will get ya.
Well, supposedly Canada. I haven't been able to find any maple syrup, so I'm unsure.
Dude, stop using these generic jokes. No
Yeah,
one
dude,
cares
dude.
anymore.
Why do you have to be so stereotypical?
Don't you realize it's the current year, and you still have this?
Come
So you're running around the wilderness trying to survive, trying to find food and not freeze to death. Number 4, Probably Spore.
Alright.
I have many issues with Spore, but
Too bad. I'm surprised they've never decided to make like an actual sequel to the game.
Well, I know they got a lot of criticism for it. I think it's still decent. I put it probably in my top
I didn't
10,
think it was that
but
bad.
it'd probably be number 10.
The graphics like sort of hold up, barely.
I know the online community in Sport is still very lively, so it's obviously...
Really, that's still on? Like I thought the servers and stuff like they got rid of those years ago.
No.
for number 3, I'm gonna have to go with Undertale.
Okay, like I
Don't
was just
pin
gonna-
me as a stereotypical Undertale
Dude, we've
person
seen-
who's all like
we've seen
religiously
his
body
worships.
We've seen
We've
his
seen
sanus.
It's he tries to hide it, but he's terrible at hiding things.
It's like literally right on his door, like his giant Sans body pillow.
He's in like a.
There are
sexual
issues with
position.
there are many issues I have with Undertale.
My body is ready.
I will say this though, I do like Undertale too, but my thing is that Toby Fox can make a great game with great stories, but he can't program a reset button very well.
My main problem with the game is that I found a lot of the boss fights to be very tedious.
Well, the whole game is supposed to be replayable, like very replayable, and that's
It's not.
I feel like it is. I feel like that was the whole point.
You can play it twice.
Doesn't seem like
maybe
it's
3
replayable
times.
if there's
I
only
played
2
it.
modes.
I've gone through it at least 5 times. Mostly because I kept on. No, because the first time, like, I feel like I really dumb because I like when it first started getting really popular, I was kind of sitting there and like, oh, you know, maybe I should check it out. Maybe, but I decided because I know that there was like a huge story to it, like a lot of like, you know, there was a lot of spoilers and stuff. So I'm like, I'm not gonna watch any YouTube videos on it. I'm just gonna buy the game. I bought it on the Black Friday Steam sale for like $3, so I was happy. And I played through it, and basically, I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who has not played the game. I'm not sure if anybody has not played it by now, but if you haven't, because Bren hasn't.
Yeah.
But
I'm
like,
poor.
I ended up killing one of the bosses, and it screwed my entire game over. So every time I would reset, like it would just be like sort of a limbo state. Like I could never progress, and I could never deep progress.
The game actually like broke.
In a sense, yeah. Like I could replay it, like, and that's what I'm saying. I replayed it like 4 or 5 times, trying different scenarios. Like I would try not to kill anything, or like, and the first time I played it, I was like pretty even. Like I killed some enemies, but I left most of them alone. Like it was only towards the end where I was getting really sick of all the boss, like all the battles. So I was like, I don't care about this. Kill, 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 kill. But yeah, it broke the game, and thank God I got a new laptop because I'm replaying it through like Pacifist, and I've been doing pretty well in it. But it's like I feel like they should, the whole game is, if it's supposed to be replayable a lot, I feel like they should have programmed an actual reset button.
Tied for second is Windlands and Terraria.
Oh, tired. Oh, too spooked.
Windlands
I
a
know
nice
what number 1
parkour
is.
game where you're.
I will call what his number 1 is. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna eat my sock.
If you do,
We will make a video of him eating his sock if he is wrong.
Why
Oh
would
no,
you-
JJ's gonna make it wrong on purpose.
I'm not that much of a troll, fortunately.
Oh god, oh why?
Windlands is this nice parkour game where you're running around. You can wall jump. It's all floating sky islands, so it looks really cool. And Terraria, it's Minecraft,
I don't
but
think that needs
2D
an
and with
explanation.
content.
That doesn't need an explanation.
Yeah,
People
that's
know what that
popular
by
enough.
now.
That's popular.
It
enough.
should be popular enough for you guys all to know. What my top of the top 5
Calling it.
is Stardew Valley.
Called it.
Of course you
What is
did.
that though? Like I've seen it like pop up on Steam, but I never
Yeah.
took a look at it.
If you combined Harvest Moon and Zelda.
Pretty much.
Oh, and Minecraft, I guess, because like Minecraft.
Because by this point, if there is no
Everyone
sandbox-
should know what I'm talking about,
Dude,
unless
we
they're
have-
like some
we have
Call
to
of Duty
reference
person
Minecraft
just
in the video
constantly
so we
playing
get an
Call.
extra $10 each time we say it.
Yeah, I mean like Minecraft, dude. It's the best game.
Oh yeah, you hear about Minecraft? Minecraft?
I mean,
I
like
am
I was
so
playing the
glad.
Minecraft server
No,
the other
I'm
day.
probably the only kid in our entire generation that skipped that. Like out of our entire generation of like kids our age that played a lot of games, I'm probably the only one that ever skipped Minecraft. Like I knew about it, but I didn't play it at all. Like I just skipped it. I didn't want to play it.
Unfortunately, both me and Brandon did not skip that phase.
At least you guys.
I didn't have the worst of it. I think JJ had the worst of it though.
I might have. I was pretty stupid.
because I entered the Call of Duty stage. Good thing I left it prematurely,
I entered the retro stage.
And never left
which
it.
is non-existent. Okay, I think we're gonna do top 5 worst now.
Okay,
We got it.
my top 5 worst. It's actually my number 5 would be like Tomb Raider, like the entire series. I hate it.
I know you hate Tomb Raider.
It's like
You can't include the new one.
no, I'm gonna include the new one.
Oh, you're gonna piss everyone off.
I'm including the entire series. The first games ruined the entire series. How could a girl have pyramids, man? How? The PlayStation couldn't come up with circles, a rounded edge. So she has like these elongated pyramids coming out of her chest. How do you ruin that? And it doesn't help that most of the entire
Ocarina
game,
of Time also did that.
Trying
So
to
why not beat up
kill
Ocarina of Time? Get some more hate while you're at it.
Well, no, because he actually hates like a part of the regular game.
Yeah, the game itself is bad because there wasn't like I was thinking it was gonna be cool like an Uncharted type game. Even though I played Uncharted later, but like that's sort of like the Indiana Jones type of scenario. But no, like there was like half the time I was killing bats or wolves in a cave, and then I couldn't play it. I couldn't finish the game. Any of the games, I couldn't finish them. I just didn't like them. It just pisses me off so much.
Okay. What's number 4, little man?
Number 4, be Ghosts and Goblins. One of my top favorite
Number
games.
5 and number 4.
It would also be one of my worst. Cause you can't finish the game. I actually think if you think about it, Ghosts and Goblins might actually be hell as a video game.
Dude, like,
If you
like, it has like what 9 levels, right?
8.
Oh, okay, so it's 8 levels. It's 8 levels of hell, man. It's like one after the 7 sins, because there's another sin, and it's sin.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is that like the game never ends. Like even though you complete it, it's always like, hey, want to come back to the start and finish the game again? So you could never finish the game, and because it's already so difficult, you can never finish it. So I guess yeah, it's the hell of games.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna piss off people. Ready for this?
Again.
Minecraft.
I'm gonna anger them.
Oh, Minecraft! Okay,
Minecraft.
that's gonna piss off every 13-year-old in the audience.
Never mind. I thought
and
I was going to
younger.
be the worst, but Patrick,
Yeah, no.
you have bested me. You have bested me.
I skipped it. Like I didn't see what everyone was so hyped about. Little 12-year-old Pat, little fat 12-year-old Pat, just didn't get it. Just sat there and it's like, well, cool blocks. What am I supposed to do with them?
Yeah, there's a point where I tried getting him into it. I almost got him into it, and he skipped it. He still skipped it.
Is it bad? Like, is that like a bad thing to have skipped it? Is it like going from?
Look how everyone pre-Minecraft turned out in the end. That was like 12 years old. Like you could
the
be-
Ram Kid, the Ram Kid.
how many the amounts of the medicated
Every kid,
wham.
I swear to God, every Minecraft kid has like a stutter.
It's because they've spent so many hours playing
What
Minecraft
I'm
that they have
saying
just
is that
developed.
The game itself isn't bad. Like I don't find the game to be bad. I just find the whole community to be really overhyped about it. It's probably the most. It's more overhyped than a Call of Duty game.
They had a mother screwing.
No, finish it. Finish it. Finish what you were going to say.
Had a goddamn telltale game for Minecraft.
Oh, I saw that.
I think even the
That's
Minecraft
how
fans.
overhyped crap it is.
But even the Minecraft fans didn't like it. Yeah, but like I literally just didn't see what everyone was so hyped about, and is it bad that I skipped it? Is that like a bad thing?
No,
As
I
a
wouldn't
gamer,
say
I
it
don't
is.
Determine your own fate.
You may be missing out on all them sweet Minecraft memes, but I'm pretty sure you're good.
As a
You're uncorrupted.
like again, like I don't find the game to be bad. I just like didn't see what everyone was so hyped about. Number 2 would have to be Mega Man 5. I know that's so stupid. Like people are thinking of like some of the worst games, and I'm saying Mega Man 5. The game is like.
I
one of
thought
the
you
most
said you
obscure-
liked all of the Mega Man games.
I don't like
You
Mega.
hypocrat.
So what? I don't care. Mega Man 5 is just like, you can't, in all of the Mega Man games, you could probably use the Mega Buster itself, like the actual weapon, without charging it, except for when they introduced the charging mechanism to the game. You could just defeat most bosses without, like, the special weapon or whatever, and you could defeat the bosses like, in like less than a minute, but Mega Man 5, it's ridiculous. It takes me a lot longer to beat that game than anything else. Plus, I've never actually held a physical copy of it, because it's more than $100 for the game, which is ridiculous.
Wow, that is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some Steam games are like 60, but
Well,
and
I'm
I
saying
thought
just the
that was
physical.
ridiculous.
Those are brand new
but
games. Of course they're gonna be 60.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even the rest of the games, like, the only other game that would come close to it would be the first Mega Man game, and that's like 70, 80 bucks, which is ridiculous that one would be the biggest. All right, so number one, my worst favorite game, entire world, the worst game would have to be a game no one's heard about, Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
it's
I've
so
never heard
obscure.
about
I don't even have
It's
heard
so-
about it.
And you guys are saying Darkest Hour is obscure.
That's we only know about it because of you.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
Hypo crap. But oh my god, that was ruined by both of us. Oh man. Oh god.
Okay,
oh,
please
why?
continue.
Oh god, oh why?
So like, this is a while back. I was like, this is 12-year-old skip Minecraft, skip all the Call of Duty games. Pat had no friends, sat and bought his first NES and was starting to collect the games. I was at my local store and I found this one game called Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum. It was like $4 or $3. It was extremely cheap, so I bought it. And like, I started up, and if you press select, you die. The game has a suicide button. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. And it's like, had no idea. And
Is it there because like the developers were so rushed they forgot to take it out?
I don't know. There's so many bad games you could probably make that excuse.
Maybe you can just like break the game so easily that they had to include a suicide button to make the game possible.
It's a weird game too, because there's like portions of it that's a platformer, but your character is so big and so bulky that it's like you're constantly always getting hit by everything on the screen. And that's the other things too, is it's so obscure. That's what makes me so mad. Cause it's so obscure. Why am I the only person that has this game and has played it? So that is my top 5 worst. Brandon, what is your top 5 worst?
Before I say that, this guy just posted the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy on iFunny and Vines.
Is that called dedication? What do you call that?
Is that just like
Almost as
dedication?
bad as the entire B movie in Vines, which has 16,000 subscribers.
That's so.
I remember
Why?
seeing the B movie in theaters when it came out. Like, I remember that. I actually still like the movie.
Here comes the sun, dude.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so this is pretty bad. I'm not gonna be as unprepared as JJ, but I'm kind of unprepared. I still haven't figured out some of the worst, but I have some of them. Okay,
At least just say what you know.
so number 5 will have to be Oblivion. I'm gonna piss off some people again.
That is bad.
No one's gonna be pissed off
Not
about
as bad as
Oblivion.
you guys, because most people agree that Oblivion's the worst of the newest 3 Elder Scrolls game. I mean, you can't even count Arena and Daggerfall.
It's because Oblivion is so
They're
broken.
different. It's not that it's broken, it's that the graphics, it's not that they're bad, they're unappealing. Like, every person in the game looks like a rotting grapefruit.
I only minded. I only minded the face.
To use. I like that. Rotting
I only
grapefruit.
minded the
combat
faces.
feels like you're waving a butter knife. Some of the systems are good, which is why this is number 5. And it's an Elder Scrolls game, so there's still some good storytelling. The story is not as bad as Skyrim's. Yeah, I'll admit Skyrim's story is pretty bad. And it's nowhere near as good as Morrowind's. So it's bad, but it's not terrible. It's boring. Like, I re-downloaded Oblivion because I hadn't played it in like a year. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll enjoy it again. I didn't enjoy it. I hated it. So,
Well, when you're at your most powerful throughout the entire game, I found is when you first begin.
Yeah,
Because the leveling system
leveling
is so
system's
broken.
broken. Yeah.
Like how broken would you say?
Maximum broken.
Because when you level up, the enemies level up with you, so they're always like
I've
they slowly
I'm
get
being
more
honest with you,
powerful than
I've
you.
never heard that in any sort of RPG type of game, where your enemies level up.
Well, they level up with you, but to a point where every single bandit in the game, by the time you're maxed out level, has like full glass armor, which is like super amazing armor.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because every bandit in the entire game can afford Daedric and glass.
After
That's
I
amazing.
finished the main storyline in the game, after like playing almost nothing but the main storyline, I found all enemies impossible to defeat because it was just too broken. That
Okay.
was when I quit playing Marvel.
You could say that.
Morrowind, excuse me. So what I've been doing, I've been talking about all these games that are on my computer. What I realize is that I own an Xbox and a Wii. So
Wii.
Wii, and there's some pretty awful games I remember from the Wii.
There's too many. Wii is just one of is like pretty much.
I will admit I have amazing memories from Wii, but I have some
A
terrible
lot of people
memories.
could say it, but like what I'm saying is Wii is like the Nintendo 64, where like if you look back on the system, like actually look back, you can say, well, the Mario games are cool, or the Zelda games are cool, and it's like, well,
and a couple other games are alright, but everything else is pretty bad.
yeah, but it's like only the flagship games, the games that came out like straight from Nintendo or straight from the first party companies
Okay.
that were good.
We're gonna have to do an episode on Wii good and bad Wii games.
There's too many of them though.
Okay, yeah, so let's jump to a Wii game. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on the
On the Wii!
I wonder, is it possible the server could still possibly be up?
Oh my god, no.
I don't
We're
think
gonna
it
check
had
that now.
internet.
We're gonna check
It
that.
did. That's the only way how to play zombies multiplayer on the Wii version.
I can't believe there's actually a Black Ops on the
Can you
Wii.
believe how bad the graphics were? How bad the controls were with the nunchuck?
I've played it. I have played it.
I've played it
It's
too.
unprecedented amount of bad.
Actually, I think that's my first actual experience of Call of Duty that I actually owned. That's probably why I didn't like most of the series.
It's right up there with the bad old games.
Yeah.
And when old games are bad, they're really bad.
Okay. Anyways, I still got more stuff.
Sorry, Bryn.
I think I know what my number one's gonna be. Okay. Number 3 will be Angry Birds for the Xbox. I've never opened it.
It's
I've never
so
taken
bad.
it out of the case. I looked on the back. I played it on the iPad. That's why I'm still counting it as the top 5 worst games I played. I played the iPad. I don't need it for the Xbox. It just shouldn't exist.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to bring up one point that kind of bugs me. Some people say that like the iOS, like iPad and Android, they're counted as consoles, like video game systems. Would you count them as that?
Well, they're counted as much of a console as a DS is. If a DS, if you could call someone on your DS or text someone on your DS. Because there's tons of games on the mobile devices, and there's some really good ones like the Infinity Blades.
Oh yeah, I mean it's obviously a lot. You can get Mega Man 2 on it now. Well, actually, that's been up there for a whole while.
Dude, I've gotten like the Pokemon games on there and before.
I count mobile devices like phones and iPads and the such as a whole different class of their own, and I count the DS as kind of in between them.
the handheld device.
And the PS Vita that no one's ever heard about because it died in a hole.
because Sony wanted it to.
Kind of
die
like
for no
the
reason.
half brother of the DS that wasn't worth anything.
I've
It
never
was the
seen,
failed abortion of the
No.
PSP.
I'm not see. I'm not. I'm being completely honest. Wait, I just want to say I've never seen a PSP.
No politics.
I know I've never seen a PSP in my entire life, like any of them, like actually like with somebody.
Number 2.
Yeah, it is.
So with number 2, I have some good memories from the game, but one thing I have a memory of is probably losing over $300 to the game, and that
Oh,
is
God.
Skylanders. Oh, you know,
Oh,
the Spyro
no.
sequel.
Wait, there's a Spyro sequel?
It's a sequel to the Spyro series.
Wait, really?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
It's called, the official name is Skylanders Spyro's Adventure.
Was that like a phase that I
Even
missed?
though Spyro is in no way a main character. He's not even involved at all.
I'm
It
gonna-
doesn't happen in his universe. It's not related to him at all. The game is what started this huge trend with like Disney Infinity of basically creating a bunch of Jews and just
No, continue.
and taking so much money from you. I've probably invested $300 into that
I'm gonna be honest.
for a mediocre to good experience.
Is
That's not worth it.
No.
It'd have to be amazing, and even then, $300 is not worth that.
Is Skylanders even considered like an actual popular game series, or is it like?
It's 100% considered a popular game series because they're making tons of money.
I've never like the only
I think it's finally started dying because Infinity and stuff, like the Disney series.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Above it.
I never was interested in any of those games, but
Exactly.
I do wanna play Lego Dimensions. I never grew out of Legos. Like I feel like so stupid for saying.
Oh, I
that.
still throw Legos in my brother.
No, but like I still like I
will
love
continue.
playing-
Legos are cool.
Anyways, number 1. I'm 100% sure none of you guys have heard of this unless I mentioned it to you before. This, I've only touched the game once.
Which is weird because you haven't even touched Angry Birds for Xbox. So how bad could this be?
It was the first game I ever got for my Wii. I think I was 8-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
It was National Geographic Sea Monsters.
I
is what
think
it's
you've
called.
told me about
I
this.
think I have. I played it
I'm just saying, I'm
for
laughing.
2 hours trying to figure out the broken nunchuck controls, trying to figure out what the objective was because the instruction manual wasn't even there, and there was no tutorial. So my 8-year-old self
A
had no
Wii
idea
game
what to
without a
do.
tutorial. Now that's surprising.
This game drove me insane when I was 8. I wanted to shoot someone. Okay, maybe not because I
He's
wasn't.
still insane to this day.
Oh yeah.
As living
This is
proof.
what. This
This is my all-time hated game ever.
I've never seen you emote this much in my entire life.
This game makes me want to rip someone apart.
Gee, dude, Brady, calm down.
I'll rip you apart, Pat. So, I hate the game. JJ, your top 5 worst.
That's the perfect, most anticlimactic ever. I hate the game. Go, JJ. With your
All of these are, I
mountains.
consider, pretty much on the same level, but for the sake of a list, 5 worst games I've played. Number 5
Go, JJ.
is Beep. It's extremely obscure platformer.
I
do?
have that, but I've never touched it.
It's-
It was like 5
it's-
cents
oh,
or something.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
On Steam. No, that's what I love about Steam is there's a lot of those obscure games. Sometimes there's actually some pretty good
It's
ones.
worth a few minutes of fun. It's not
The
super
worst
good though,
few
which is why
minutes.
it's on this list. Number 4, Flesh Eaters. I don't have much to say about this. You're just in a building trying to defend. It's a top-down. You're just trying to defend against zombies, and you have like 5 guys, and you have to run around doing the
Oh.
tasks. It's pretty boring. Dig or Die, Minecraft ripoff. No further explanation needed. Just one of the army of Minecraft ripoffs. No more explanation needed. Okay, time for hate. Mortal Kombat X. And
Okay,
for my
JJ,
first,
continue.
I know I included Spore, Space Mode. I just don't like it. I have no patience.
do a mode, JJ.
I
You're
have
copying
no
out.
patience at all for that.
You should
Copping
put
out.
Spore lower on the list.
Should have put like what Brandon did and put more of like Skyrim.
Put more.
In order to get
Skyrim.
anywhere in space mode, you
Skyrim.
have to spend like
Giggity,
hours and hours
giggity,
of just
wham.
tediously flying back and forth and making colonies and attempting to understand all the complexities.
I'll just say mainly because like I conquered like a whole leg of the like galaxy in my Spore game. Okay,
He's bragging so much. He's bragging about his freaking Spore character.
actually Spore space mode is probably my second favorite mode. My first favorite being creature. So I did not mind it at all. I pretty much liked the mode pretty good.
I just like the entire game for the most part. Like I didn't like the space mode as much because like there was a lot more complexity, and I'm stupid, so I need more. Like to me, like just running and jumping. That's all I need to stay happy. in
It's
a game.
kind of weird because like it's insanely open-ended. The map is disgustingly huge.
There's actually I heard about it an indie game coming out this year that's like
They're trying to
it's like
outdo
that.
Spore.
That's the entire game. No, it's supposed to be like really good, but that's just you're not like, it's not like Spore where you can like sort of, you can only see like the spaceship, like you can actually land on the planets and they're randomly generated.
That might actually be okay.
It's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to get on Steam VR too. I don't remember the name of it, but I know it's supposed to come out later. But there's one game in particular that I'm going to literally cry if it doesn't come out this year because they're promising it. It's a game that's literally been delayed since the original launch of the Xbox One. It was supposed to be a launch title. Has any of you guys heard of a little game called Cuphead?
Oh,
No, I have not.
I have because you told me.
But
It sounds absolutely terrible.
Hey, shut up.
well, basically, Cuphead is like everything that I love. It's like retro style gameplay, like Mega Man, Contra, really hard. But the style of the game is a cartoon from like the 30s, like a commie-colored cartoon, which I don't think anyone would know.
Commie color? Did you say communist?
No, commie-color is
I thought you said communist, little boy.
there's so much sentimental value to that game, but the way they're doing the game is they're actually animating all the program is in Unity, but all the visuals is actually drawings and watercolor paintings, like the original way they would do. Yeah, no, but
So they're
actually
digitalizing paintings
animating-
and
So you're literally playing a cartoon. Is what I'm trying to say. It looks really great, and it's supposed to come out this year. I've
Oh.
like subscribed to all their like their Facebook and everything, so I can get. And they're doing but
that actually
they
sounds
got, like,
amazing.
animators from like the 40s, like some of the because they have a lot of sentimental value with those types of cartoons. Same with me, and the game looks spectacular. Like they're putting in so much effort, and I'm gonna be so happy when that game comes out. But at the same time, I'm not because I know for a fact that game, and I'm predicting this, it's gonna be like an Undertale type of game, where it's completely for the most part pretty original in terms of how the game is. But then like there's gonna be like this whole fan base of
Freaky fan base.
yeah, and it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad real fast. I remember
Well,
way
you
back.
see, I don't think it'll suffer the same fate. Okay, I can't say that because I was gonna say it's not gonna suffer the same fate as Undertale because Undertale is character development.
Yeah.
You know what other game that has no character development that got that same treatment?
Just a
Terrible
little-
quote unquote scary game called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it could.
Can we just no? We can't talk about that. We can't. We're not going to corrupt our channel already in the first
I've already
episode. Okay.
established I don't like Minecraft. We're pretty much screwed.
We're already
We're gonna
screwed.
die as a channel on the first day.
with
Let's not
0
corrupt our
subscribers.
channel further.
Brandon, we have to do like that one Asian kid. The 0 subscribers special.
Well, we've already offended like everybody ever, so we're good.
Special will push Patrick down the stairs.
Yep. If we get one like in this video, we'll post a video of Patrick getting pushed out the window.
All right, guys. So this is gonna finish off the video. So we have to have a little like goal, 1 like, and we'll all send you
one
a Leapster Almax Prime Edition with my favorite game of all time, Madagascar, in it for the free price of $0.01
All we need is at least 10 subscribers.
and 1 like.
1 like. Which most
That's
likely
all we're
be
asking,
me
guys.
liking the video.
I'll
We'll
probably
send it to all of you.
Oh man.
We
so
will.
We're
Thank you.
3 guys, not in a bathtub. I'm Pat,
I'm dead.
And I'm JJ.
and we're gonna end the video now.
Goodbye.
Just kidding. My name's Brandon.
Nah, he's dead. His name's dead.
He's dead to us
His,
now.
his parents named him dead.
Oh, JJ, you ruined the joke. That's it. We're done. We're done.
Hurry up, end it before it gets
We're
worse.
done. End it. End it now. Kill it. Ew, I like him.